Partnerships with top farmers, cultivators, manufacturers, and distributors in the hemp and CBD industry. Our mission and passion are to educate our consumers about the uses and effectiveness of hemp and CBD. Our growers are continuously monitoring the quality of our hemp and developing efficiencies through cloning, seeding, and growing specific strands to meet the growing market needs. Our crops are tested to ensure we have minimal traces of THC while maximizing the highest concentrations of CBD. We then take the quality hemp from our cultivators to our extraction lab partners in Illinois, taking that natural flower using American-made extraction machinery to produce the premier distillate that you expect from Empirical. We then send samples to a third-party lab to ensure all potential contaminants are removed. At Empirical, we test our hemp at the time of cultivation, extraction, and creation of our CBD products. This information is available to you by scanning the QR codes found on every product we manufacture. This allows us to confidently share with you that our products, from seed to retail, are truly the best in the industry.
Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday as usual. It's myself, John Long, and we got Dr. Wendy Askew with us. Thank you for joining us. Hey
everybody, of course, glad to be here.
So Dr. Wendy is actually new to Empirical. She's one of our new affiliates that has come on as our regional medical director.
Woo-hoo!
To kind of oversee and help us stay on all the current new CBD updates and guidelines and federal regulations. You know, as we continue to push for FDA approval, you know, one of the things that's important is to get yourself and other physicians on board to really understand the uses of CBD, cannabis, and trying to get legalized here in Texas.
Of course, always working towards that.
Absolutely.
With our advocacy and our political allies and everything. So yes, legislative session is just around the corner, and we're getting all our ducks lined up.
So we're getting a lot of physicians together to really start to make a big push here in Texas to try to get this legalized, because we have just so many benefits. That's something I want to talk to you about today from this past weekend show that we had. But just so many great benefits with this CBD and with cannabis, of course. But just amazing things in people. The changes that we're seeing in individuals is it's just awesome. It's just so awesome to see.
I agree, and I love the enthusiasm and the excitement because I feel the same way. Pharmaceutical medicine has so many things for patients, but there's so many potential side effects and so many patients who just don't get the benefit that they should, who can get some really tremendous relief from CBD products. So yeah, I'm on board. We're driving the train, and hopefully make some big changes this year.
So with Dr. Wendy here, you know, Dr. Wendy actually is a licensed physician here in Texas. OBGYN, but she also does a lot of holistic medicine as well. So if you have any questions during our show, guys, I want you to definitely like, comment, and share. Send in your questions. If you have any questions that Dr. Wendy or myself can answer for you, we'd love to answer those questions on the air for you. One of the things that we love about this is it's an interactive session. So not only is our goal to educate you and other consumers, but our goal is for you to kind of sometimes educate us or ask us questions, because if we don't know, we're going to try to find the answer for you.
Absolutely.
That's our ultimate goal.
Yep.
So one of the things I wanted to share is, I'm not sure if you know this, but today is actually National Son and Daughters Day.
No, I didn't know that.
So I wanted to kind of bring my
Let's
kiddos
bring the kids up.
I have a few of them here. I have 3 of our 9. So
awesome.
I've got
9 kids. Good for you. Come on over.
Come on, Jaden.
Come on.
Oh, sorry. So I wanted to say, you know, Happy Son and Daughter's Day.
Happy Daughter Day. Happy
Daughter
Sunday.
Day.
Happy Daughter
Sunday.
Day.
Happy Daughter Day. But thank you for being great kids sometimes. Most of the time.
Always.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're great kids all the time. So I appreciate that.
You guys are awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
All
you
right.
guys.
Have a good one. But also last week we had some great winners. Our winner last week was Caesar. So Caesar actually got to try a roll-on for himself and his wife. So hopefully that worked out well. So hopefully we're going to hear from Caesar soon and let us know how that worked out for himself. And then this week, this weekend, we had a great opportunity to go out and explore Burning Market Days. It was our first time doing that event. Really well attended on Saturday. Fantastic. It was hot. It was so hot. I think it was up to about 102 out there.
I saw some of the live feed from Mike Anthony. I wasn't quite back in town yet, but it looked like a great turnout, and so I'm thrilled that y'all got to go and be out there and share and educate people.
I think that first day we probably saw at least 1,000 people.
Wow!
And it was great because everyone had their dogs there, and it was just a fantastic event. Everyone was I think for the most part everyone was wearing masks. We probably had about maybe 90% were wearing masks.
Fantastic.
But it was just really good event. Really well attended. So we got an opportunity to not only meet so many cool people and really explain a lot about CBD.
Fantastic.
There was this older gentleman who came up one day and we're just saying, hey, would you like to try out this CBD?
Yes.
He's like, oh no, I don't get high.
Wow.
It was, but again, that's the mentality.
Yep.
It's strictly the mentality and how individuals really understand or think about CBD in general. So they see the plant, and we of course we had a hemp flag.
Great.
So they're thinking, oh my God, they're potheads.
Cannabis, weed,
We're potheads, and we don't know what we're talking about. Which is funny, but again, it's just taking that time to educate the community.
And it's a great opportunity, right? When the person comes up and says he doesn't get high, then you can share with them, this isn't going to get you high.
Exactly.
It's just going to get you healthy. Yep. Good.
So I finally talked him into taking a gummy.
Great.
And I said, so look, this has no THC. You're not going to get high, but I'd love to see what your feedback is. So he took a gummy. I gave him a sample of a gummy.
Great.
Came back about 45 minutes later and actually bought some gummies.
Wow, that's awesome.
So,
that is great.
Yeah.
Did he have a condition that was maybe benefited, or did he just feel like nice and calm and
He
relaxed?
just felt nice and
Good.
calm, relaxed.
Great.
And that's what he's telling me. He says, I work out every single day. I'm in the best shape of my life. I said, yeah, you look great. You're fantastic. He was like 77 years old.
Wow.
But kind of like my grandfather, very set in his ways.
Yep.
Nothing new is going to come in and change the way that they see life.
Yep.
But we were able to touch somebody like this weekend.
Exciting.
So it was awesome. That was just one
fantastic.
of many opportunities that we had.
Good for
So
you.
it was really cool.
I love it.
And then we
Successful
also
event.
ran into several consumers that actually had MS.
Wow. Huh.
So, and it's great because, again, there's so many diseases right now that we really have no idea how well this drug is working. And not only we're seeing more cancer research with CBD and with cannabis.
Yes.
We're seeing a lot of research just in any type of autoimmune disease.
Absolutely. Autoimmunity is such a huge growing problem for so many reasons, with all the toxic exposures in our environment that cause dysregulation in our immune system and things. And CBD is really a regulator of our immune system. It helps to decrease inflammation. So I think there's tremendous potential benefit for patients suffering from autoimmune conditions. And the data that comes out every year from the different countries about it that are able to do more research than we are is just so exciting and promising. So good for you. And MS is, of course, an autoimmune condition.
It is.
So good.
So it's funny because this one individual came up. So I saw multiple clients this weekend with MS. One individual came up. The first day, she was absolutely doing amazing. She was interacting with her group, and she was playing football with a little kid. The second day, you can tell that the first day kind of got the best of her because, again, it was hot. I mean, I was suffering from heat exhaustion that night. I had leg cramps and everything else. But I took my CBD and slept well. I slept really good. But the second day she came in, because she was working a booth also, diagonal to us. And you can tell she was suffering from that spastic. She was kind of having a flare with her MS.
Bless her heart.
And I guess her friends didn't really know that she had MS because a young girl, she's probably in her mid-20s, young girl, she was doing really well, but then she was walking with that spasticity. And so we talked her into trying out the CBD.
Great.
So we gave it to her about 10 o'clock. We gave her 1,000 milligrams of CBD.
Okay, good.
Told her, come back over at
Great.
noon, and let's dose you with a second dose at noon.
Great.
To kind of give her a loading dose.
Super.
By noon, she was walking normally. Her
That is
spasticity was
amazing.
just gone.
She must have been blown away.
Oh my gosh, it was so awesome to see.
She'd never
that
tried it
effect.
before.
No, well, she had tried little things here and there,
Yes.
like gummies,
Yes.
edible stuff
Yep.
like that, but she had never tried the tincture before.
Right.
So it was brand new to her.
I think that is such an important point, because don't you talk to a lot of patients and clients who will say, well, I'll mention to them if they have a condition that might benefit MS, insomnia, anxiety, that CBD has got tremendous promise. And I hear so often, I already tried it, it didn't work for me. And it just opens the door, well, what did you try? How much did you try? What was your dose? And almost 100% of the time, they really don't have any idea what they took.
Yeah.
Right, and so it's a little bit of effort to kind of just open the door again and say, it's a huge field, and you may have had a great product, but maybe you didn't take enough, or maybe you took the wrong type, or maybe you just didn't give it enough time to see. And the loading dose that you mentioned, I think, is so important for priming the systems and getting a better response.
Yeah, and again, so from her taking, simple 25 milligram edible,
Yep.
And not really having a response, to now actually having a tremendous response after
Fantastic.
that loading dose.
Yeah.
It was just, it was awesome.
And 25 milligrams is such a holistic homeopathic
Yeah.
dose. You really might need quite a lot more, and much higher doses are really well tolerated
Yes.
and very, very safe. So good for you.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And then, of course, her counterpart that was there with her, was already suffering from just general anxiety, just, I guess, related to all the friends kind of, making fun of her or whatever else.
Aw.
So it kind of gave him a few gummies, and he was great.
Chilled right out, too.
He
Good for
was
you.
fantastic. So we were just, again, touching lives all weekend
Yep.
long. It
Changing
was changing
lives.
changing lives. It was
It's
awesome.
the reason why we do this, I think.
Yeah,
It's
it really is.
exciting.
It was just so
Yeah.
exciting. But we saw a couple of individuals with Crohn's colitis. Talked to a number. Gosh, so many people have arthritis.
Oh.
It is just so prominent
Yeah.
within our community.
Yeah, it is.
It's unfortunate. Not only
Yep.
osteoporosis,
Rheumatoid, yep.
rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis. Just so many of them. So these products were just working wonders for so many
Yeah.
individuals.
It decreases inflammation throughout the body, and there's not a lot of things we have to offer patients with osteoarthritis. We tell people to take things like NSAIDs and ibuprofen and aspirin, which help to decrease pain, but they have a toll on our stomach and on our kidneys and the metabolism and interactions. So I think CBD is such a great option. And then the other piece is that it can actually enhance and strengthen, exponentiate the response for people who are using other pain meds. It can make the improvement and the decrease in their pain even stronger, right? It's not just additive, it's exponential. So I love that you're touching people's lives, and that you had such a great audience and exposure this weekend.
It really, really is.
Good.
And it just, as we continue, I think that's one of the great things about now having you on the show, is as more individuals start to watch our show and have those questions, I would love the opportunity for Dr. Wendy to kind of answer any questions you might have. So again, if you have any questions about your current disease that you might have, or any problems that you might think CBD might work for you, ask us. We'd love to answer any of those questions for you. So send those questions in. I know we've got Curtis watching.
I just
We've got
checked
Kimmy,
to see if there are any questions. Not yet.
Kimmy, she's on every week, which is awesome.
Awesome.
We've got
My
Miss
friend
Pena.
Kim Marsalis.
Awesome.
Thanks for checking
Jennifer, thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate
Scott
you
Rash.
watching.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching us, guys. But one of the things we want to continue to kind of talk about is we're going to have another opportunity to kind of go out and educate the public this Saturday.
Fantastic.
So we're doing the farmers market at Huebner Oaks on the 15th from 9 to 2. So again, another opportunity for us to get out there, educate the community, kind of show you what we can do, how CBD can help you and your family. Because honestly, it's kind of touched all the kids that you saw here with me tonight. My kids take it religiously.
Good.
For just about anything.
Great.
My son, my 9-year-old son, I talked him into. I bought him this new VR headset.
Awesome.
For his gaming system. So one of the things he has to do is, in order to kind of show his appreciation,
Yes.
is kind of start doing things, chores on his own without me asking.
Yes.
So we got out there and he started to mow the grass.
Great.
Which is awesome.
Good for you.
Yeah, so he mowed the grass,
Uh-huh.
but he came in and he had 21 bug bites.
Oh, poor
mosquito
kid.
bites
I
all over
bet
his
he
legs.
did. Oh, that's awful. Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh my God, Dad, I'm itching so bad. What do I do? So of course we get the CBD cream, rub it all
Great.
over his legs. itching's gone.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The inflammation goes down, the swelling.
Yeah,
That's
it works
awesome.
fantastic.
Do you have to reapply it, or is it usually just a one and done treatment for the bug
For
bites?
him, it depends because some
Yeah.
of the bites, you know, he gets
get-
those big whelps.
yes, my daughter
so
too.
the bigger ones, you know, I think he got bit by a spider also, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't a bad one, but you know, he got bit by. You can see those little 2 bite
Yes.
marks. So we actually had to reapply that a couple of days in a row. But it really has shown tremendous, you know, use on the swelling.
Absolutely.
And the pain in general. Because
The
his
itching.
pain and itching just kind of goes away.
It's fantastic.
It's less than 5 minutes, his pain is gone.
Do you know what I've been using it for with my 12-year-old? This is fun because they're going back to school, although it's really going to be online school for a few weeks, which is fine, just to be safe and take all the precautions. But most of the parents that I've talked to tell me that their children have just gotten on these completely disrupted sleep schedules. You know, they're staying up till 2 in the morning. They've been sleeping until 2 or 3. And so, you know, we had to talk about it like, you're going to have to get up and I'm going to have to go to work. So I can't be there to come and like cattle prod you out of bed in the morning. I'm going to need you to wake up on your own. And so I've been giving her the CBD and melatonin capsules, which those things are magical to help you sleep. I mean, I think I sleep pretty well, but with her, we had tried Benadryl and she would still wake up, you know, 4 or 5 hours later. And we tried just plain melatonin, and a lot of people, myself included, don't really respond well to melatonin by itself, but these have done a great job.
Awesome.
So just a couple nights consecutively of giving it to her, and her sleep patterns are getting much better. We're not quite there, but we're like sleep by midnight, up by 9 or 10.
Dude, I am so excited about that because,
Yeah.
you know, it's funny because my 12-year-old also suffers from that. She has insomnia. I've had insomnia ever since, you know, college, and it's just been one of those things where I have to take something. And I've taken Benadryl for the last 20 years.
Wow.
20 years
Yeah.
I've been taking Benadryl, which is awful for my
Yeah.
liver, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I've started taking now our melatonin CBD combo that we have.
Yeah.
I sleep like a baby.
I love it. The other thing is that I'm shocked that after using it for so long that you don't get resistant to it, because I used to have sleep issues, but after years of needing Benadryl to get to sleep, it just stopped doing anything. And then you have to switch to stronger things with more side effects and more grogginess, Ambien once or twice a week, and then Xanax a couple times, and so many people are affected by insomnia. And I think this is a great, safe, holistic, you know, tool to help kind of retrain their brains how to go into rest and repair mode and not be in alert problem solving mode at night, because sleep is so critical to all of our processes. If you don't sleep well, it's an increased risk for cancers, for strokes, for heart attacks, for atrial fibrillation, all kinds of problems if you don't get adequate sleep.
So we've got a couple of questions here
Okay,
I want to answer. So Linda from New York actually has a question here. She says that suggestions for short-term assistance after surgery or shoulder surgery. She wants to know what would be best for her.
I think, I don't know is New York a legal state, a medical state?
They are.
Okay, perfect. Then if you could get access to a medical card, and you could have a product with CBD and some THC, that might be all you need to help treat your pain post-operatively. I have a dear friend who had to have a hernia repair earlier this year and hates taking narcotics and got some tramadol, very limited because we're being so stingy with our prescribing with the opiate crisis and the overdoses. And it helped everything for him. It helped the nausea post-operatively. It helped the upset stomach. It helped the pain without anything else. And I think he maybe only took 1 tramadol for the entire post-op course of the hernia repair. So I would definitely use a stronger strength of CBD, you know, at least 1,000, maybe even the 2,000, and use a couple mLs, maybe 3-4 times a day, even in the setting of an acute surgical response. But it should do tremendous things for the postoperative nausea, for the pain, for sometimes the sleep dysregulation that can happen when you get general anesthesia. So I think it's a great option.
So Linda, hopefully that helps you. We don't sell the one with cannabis. We do have one which is full spectrum.
Yep.
We have the legal amount of cannabis, which is I think on ours it's a 0.18 on our dose for the 2,500 milligram that we sell on ours. So I think what Dr. Wendy's talking about though is there is actually a cannabis CBD option that's actually out there for the legal states.
Yeah, I thought when you said New York, sorry.
And
Yeah.
New York is a legal
Okay.
state, so they can purchase it there for the medical marijuana. So that would be a great option for her there. But unfortunately, here in Texas, Texas, we would just go with the higher doses of CBD, which we do have.
Definitely.
So we have a 1,000, we have a 2,500, a 3,500, and a 5,000 milligram dose.
I definitely would think that one of the stronger doses would be a wonderful adjunct to help control the pain and the inflammation afterwards.
Yep.
And through your course of physical therapy too. If they're usually they incorporate some rehab afterwards.
And then, so hopefully it helps you, Linda. Good luck in your surgery. Kimberly actually has a question here. Does this help with psoriasis?
Yeah, Kimberly Marsalis is a friend of mine. We work together, and she's fantastic. So I don't know if she knows my story or not, but it is wonderful for psoriasis, which is an autoimmune condition where your immune system begins to attack your skin cells and causes them to turn over rapidly and to develop what are called plaques, these like silver, red, itchy, painful scales on the areas of the skin that are affected. And so I was able to come off of my Humira injections and really have had 100% remission, 95 to 100% remission of my psoriasis, which is a really bad case of psoriasis. I've got a 90% disability rating from the military because of my psoriasis. I mean, I was like a lizard, just my scalp, every part of my body except for my face and my chest was affected. And so at its worst, I couldn't wear short sleeves. I couldn't wear dark clothes. And CBD alone, the 1,000 milligram tincture, I like the turmeric version for the inflammation. I take a dropper full in the morning and a dropper full in the evening before bed, and I'm 95% in remission.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is absolutely awesome.
I love it.
And it's just so amazing that there's opportunities for every individual to try this for any type of autoimmune. Mm-hmm. Because, again, we still don't know. We don't know the gamut of what this really does or how it can actually affect everyone. But, I was doing some research on this, and one of the things I found is that, cannabis actually was first used by the Chinese in 26 BC. Mm-hmm. 26 BC, and then all the way up to 1700 BC. It's also been seen in a lot of their different medical type journals that they would keep, or I'm sure
in their scrolls and their papyruses.
Yes.
It's been recorded from the ancient Chinese dynasties, from Egyptian civilizations, and ancient civilizations throughout the world. And they used it for all kinds of conditions. CBD, and they talk about, I was listening to something just recently about hemp. The texts that they have talk about hemp, which is CBD, mm-hmm. for tumors, right? Because it's got extraordinary anti-cancer and anti-tumor abilities, where it's actually able to kill the cancer cells while not affecting the healthy cells in our body, which is 100% the opposite of what our current therapies have. We just try to kill everything and hope that we kill the cancer cells faster than the healthy cells.
Yep. And actually in the U.S., cannabis actually was the third most prescribed medication from 1854 till 1972. Yep. The first one they would prescribe for physicians would be alcohol. Yep. The second one was an opioid or opium, and the third one was cannabis.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Isn't it ironic that the two that are currently legal are the most deadly and the most responsible for so many adverse health effects and conditions, and the one that still remains illegal is the one that has got the most research documenting its medical benefit and its safety? But that's a story for a whole nother episode.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been documented. It was part of the U.S. Pharmacopoeia back in ancient times, and it was very well recognized to have tremendous therapeutic applications.
And it wasn't, and we'll talk about this on another show down the road, but it wasn't until the 20th century when it became kind of outlawed and cannabis was not a good drug.
Right.
And, everyone had their own idea of what should be the correct options for Western medicine.
Yep.
So that's kind of what the driving force. I think that's when a lot of our drug companies started to become powerful.
Yes.
And there was 5 major individuals who started driving that force. So
absolutely.
It is what it is.
I've got a whole story again that we could go into, but it was like the DuPonts and the Rockefellers and the Hearst families who kind of founded the pharmaceutical industry industry, and maybe they were perfectly well intentioned, but their belief was that synthetic medicines were going to be better for us than natural plant medicines, than they were primitive and unsophisticated, and so they wanted to kind of move those away, push those away, while expanding their development of synthetic agents. And we've got some fabulous synthetic agents, and we've also got some pitfalls associated with some of those products too. So that's like the case of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and the baby was really what we wanted.
Yes.
So,
So Linda has another good question. She says, are we able to ship over state lines? We are actually able to ship to all 50 states. Our products do not contain any cannabis that is over the legal limit, which is 0.03. So we can ship to all 50 states within the United States. So that is not a problem for us at all.
So get your orders in.
Yeah, absolutely. If you would like to place an order, get your orders in. Linda, before your surgery, we'd love to get this out to you.
Yeah.
That will not be a problem at all. So we would love to take care of you. And Sarah, thank you for joining us again. It's nice to hear from you. And then Mike actually says that he loves using the pain relief roll-on. Works wonders on his low back and his neck and his feet.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome, Mike. Glad to hear that. And then let's see. Derek here has a question. It says, how strong of CBD should I take for my torn LCL in my knee? It's almost healed, but still hurts a bit. So, first of all, Derek, when did this injury happen, and how long have you had this injury? Those are a few things we might need to know. But we do have a number of different products that would work well for him. So
depends on the degree of your pain, how severe it is, what you're currently taking, and like John said, how long you've been in pain. I would think for a chronic problem, you would probably need a higher dose, and maybe dosed several times a day, depending on if your pain is constant or if it's intermittent or worse with activity. So there's a lot of customization when you're working with CBD and cannabis medicines, and that I think is a good thing. It allows people to have a little bit more control over their dosing and their symptoms, and without worrying about burning out your liver and your kidneys from taking it too often. So I would think you probably need a stronger dose. I don't know your height, your weight, and the other details like we specified.
And also, if he has any scar tissue or keloids that have kind of developed, we also have to kind of look at that aspect of it and see maybe if not necessarily would a topical really work in that, but maybe a tincture might help a little bit better with the inflammation that he has.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's just so many things. So that's why it's important for you as consumers. We say all the time, always feel free to call in. You can text us, you can call us, you can email us. We'd love to sit down and talk to you about whatever your disease process is, because we want you to have the best possible effect with our products we've created. We're not out there to make a buck. Our goal is to really make a difference in medicine as a whole. Dr. Wendy's been doing this a long time. I've been doing this about 28 years. Yep. My ultimate goal is really to get out there and make a difference in healthcare.
Mine too. That's
yours as well.
Our bigger goal really is all about opening up everybody's hearts and minds to new, better, and different therapeutic options. Because, like you said, you've been doing this for how many years?
28 years now.
Yeah, and I've been doing this for 24 years. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of patients. I've treated a lot of patients, and I see the promise held by CBD and cannabis medicines for patients. And so we want to change the laws and change the way doctors view this product and this plant, and try to help people have some better options.
Yep. So Kimmy had another question. How many times a day can she use her pain relief roll-on? She's got a 1,500 milligram roll-on.
Remember, the 1,500 milligram refers to the whole bottle. So you're really getting a pretty small dose when you're rubbing it on to an area, your knee, or for me, I pointed my back because I've got this subscap problem. I'm going to get some of the roll-on afterwards. My subscapularis is flaring up right now. So honestly, you could probably use that hourly without any fear or concerns at all. I don't know that you would need to use it that often, but I can't even imagine you being close to overdosing by applying it frequently throughout the day.
The great thing is, I use a roll-on. I use our transdermal. I use all of our products, of course.
Yeah.
But one of the things I find is when I apply it, usually I have relief depending on how severe my pain is. If my pain's a 10, I'll probably have to apply it every 3 to 4 hours.
Yep, that's
if my pain's a 4,
Yeah.
I could probably apply it. I'll be done for probably
6,
till the
8 hours.
evening.
Yeah. Yep.
So I can apply it
Agreed.
that morning, and when I get home from work, I'm ready to apply it again.
I haven't tried it yet because I'm a big fan of systemic. So I like the
Yes.
tinctures and the capsules, the CBD melatonin capsules. But I will definitely pick up a roll-on and
Awesome.
go home and apply it. Yeah.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Thanks for the questions, everybody. I think my feed is slower than yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a reminder, of course, these responses for everyone kind of vary by every consumer. And there's a number of reasons, that could be just the function of their overall liver, how well their body's responding to the CBD.
Absolutely.
Because again, all of us have different receptors, and how those receptors are actually taking that CBD in and utilizing that CBD within their own bodies,
Yep.
is going to be different for everyone.
I agree. And so then we always talk about lifestyle enhancements and things that people can do to kind of upregulate your endocannabinoid tone, so our receptor function on all the cells in our body, and hopefully make them more responsive and help us produce our own endocannabinoids. But things like sleeping well, eating properly, mild to moderate cardiovascular exercise should help even enhance your response to these products by improving the receptor availability of the cannabis receptors. So that's a little bit geeking out walking down the
That
sand
is,
road.
you see, that's why it's going to be so awesome to start
Yeah,
working with
it's
you
a
now.
lot of fun.
I'm so excited about working with you now.
I'm
moving
excited.
Forward.
Yeah,
I really
I'm
am,
thrilled.
because I need that. I need individuals like yourself to continue to help us get the word out there, to continue to help educate me, to
Yeah.
make me better. So, Mike, I'm going to have to get out there and start working out with you. Get out here with Dr. Wendy.
Yeah. Very, very mild to moderate. Yeah, 50-year-old knees don't like to go real hard like, Mike Anthony and other people. Yeah.
Nice. So we've already talked about kind of MS and CBD and kind of what that's done.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ideas about how MS can be integrated with the use of CBD? Have you seen that?
I have. Well, the other piece is that, one, it's an autoimmune condition, so we've got the immune system regulation that the CBD does kind of throughout the whole body, and then it acts at the level of the muscles specifically to decrease the spasticity. So you're getting a couple of different mechanisms of action to help patients with MS. And as you know, and patients with MS know, it can be very unpredictable. They can go weeks sometimes without having a flare, and then just be debilitated. The fatigue, the pain, not even be able to get out of bed or drive to the store. So I think this is a great option, and safer than, and some of the MS treatments are very effective, but like the IVIG therapy, which is super expensive.
It is.
And so I think this is a great adjunct for people.
And of course, there's a for progressive MS, primary progressive
Yep.
MS, there's another drug that's even more expensive than IVIG, which is Lemtrada.
Okay.
So
I've heard of
Lemtrada
Lemtrada.
actually
I don't know
came out about 4 or 5 years ago,
Okay.
and is now really starting to kind of take some traction, because it's a dose that happens 5 times in the first year, 5
Okay.
consecutive doses the
Okay.
first year, 3 consecutive doses the second year,
Okay.
and then they're done for life.
Wow.
Yeah. Which
Done
is awesome.
for life.
Done
That's
for life.
amazing. Yeah.
So 8 doses total, but of course each dose is $100,000.
Yeah.
So $800,000 for the first 2 years,
Yeah.
and of course they're done for life.
Yeah, you're
But-
going to meet your deductible real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, and that's a drug that we used to infuse with my old company.
Great.
So I know it pretty well. Worked with a
Interesting.
lot of neurologists all over the country.
Good for you.
JWM Neurology
Yes.
up in Indiana, and Dr. Pardo in OMRF, Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation. So
The
these
neurologic
These guys are
applications
amazing.
for CBD are profound. I mean, that goes off onto a tangent. Maybe once the school year gets back in swing, we can talk about sports injuries and traumatic
Yes.
brain injury and the benefits of CBD for calming down the inflammation in people's brains following accidents, because that is a whole nother area where CBD shows tremendous potential, where we have almost nothing else to offer patients who are injured and suffer traumatic brain injuries and sports injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, so Mike, when is Relaxation Day? I noticed you had written that up on the board. What day was
August
that?
15th,
Is it
Saturday.
August 15th? Oh my gosh, Relaxation Day. So does that mean we shouldn't be working the Huebner Rose Market?
We should just be taking gummies.
Yeah, we'll be taking gummies that day.
So I hope everybody can make it out. The Huebner Oaks Farmers Market is a really cute little event.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited to try it out.
I'm hoping I can get out there 9 to 2.
Yeah, it'll be from 9 to 2. So I'd love for y'all to come out and join us. We'll be doing a giveaway that day, so make sure you come in. We'll be doing a raffle. You can put your name in for the raffle. You don't have to be present to win, so I don't want you to stay there all day unless you want to. You can help us run the booth.
Yeah, come early. Awesome. It won't be that hot yet, right? It'll only be in the 80s.
Definitely come early. Because I don't want to stay there right until 2 o'clock. But yeah, come out early and visit us. We'd love to kind of sit down and talk to you about opportunities for CBD and your everyday life and how that can help you. And relaxation day, because we'll be giving away some gummy samples, because that'll definitely help you feel relaxed.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing. Like I told you, we touched so many lives, our individuals this past weekend, just with the opportunity of allowing us to share our product with them was absolutely fantastic. And it was Mike. Mike got out there. He's a
social butterfly. Absolutely.
He is.
No, that's really what it's all about for us, is changing people's lives and helping to improve the quality of their lives, helping you live your best life and be vital throughout your whole life. So that's exciting.
So Mike, do we have a winner for tonight?
Oh, Kimberly Marsalis?
Kimberly Marsalis.
Oh, was I allowed to? Woohoo! Congratulations,
awesome.
Honey.
So we are giving away this evening. She won a 300 milligram peppermint tincture.
Lovely.
So she'll get to try that.
Awesome. Good for her.
Especially if she was asking questions about the psoriasis.
About autoimmune conditions. Thank you,
So that'll
Kim.
be fantastic for you to try that out.
That's exciting. I think she's still on vacation. So we'll save this for her for when she comes back. And thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your support. I know you're a big advocate and absolutely about helping people's lives at work. So I'm excited that she won.
That's awesome. Well, I'll let you take it to her to the office.
Thank
so
you.
That'll be awesome
I'll
for you to
save
share
it
with
for
her. Awesome.
Promise.
But we would love, again, we want you to like, comment, and share, guys. Share with your friends, with your family. We'll be back here again next Tuesday with Dr. Wendy. Dr. Wendy, in case anyone has any questions, of course, Dr. Wendy is now on board with Empirical, so she's now our medical director, which is any questions that we can't answer, we're going to definitely find the answer for you. And we continue to do research. One of the biggest things that we're going to start doing with Empirical moving forward is really moving into not only lobbying to try to get legalization here in Texas, but also trying to find a way to continue to touch the lives of individuals through the use of CBD. We'd love to find a way for CBD to be used by a lot of the insurance companies.
Absolutely, to be reimbursed,
we can make it cost effective for individuals.
Yep.
I've worked with a big insurance company, so my goal is to get in there, try to find a way for Medicare, Medicaid patients to really get use of this.
Yes.
Because I really think we could do some serious damage
Yep.
with not only with these individuals, but the fact that they would really lower their overall healthcare cost.
Oh, it would be amazing. And once Medicare and Medicaid come on board, then all of the private insurers follow. So I know that it's kind of off-putting to think about getting actively involved in the political process. It's just an absolute sausage factory. But I want y'all to know how critically important your voice is. It doesn't feel like it matters, but it really does matter. So if you have a testimonial or an experience where you have benefited, if you know your representatives and can communicate it to them or share your story with us, we can compile these. And already the Foundation for an Informed Texas, who I work with also doing advocacy and legislative work, they're collecting stories and testimonials to present at the legislative session, because we're the only way this is going to get moved forward. We have a lot of hearts and minds to change, and your story matters.
Every single story. So we'd love for you to share it with us. And like I talked to a lot of consumers this past weekend. I would love to hear from you guys. We sold a lot of products to individuals this weekend. Mm-hmm. Any questions or comments, good, bad, or indifferent, we want to know.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we're able to fix something for you. Because, we don't want you to be that individual that goes and buys something at a gas station and says, oh, that stuff never worked for me. Because, again, the quality of the product that you consume is really going to impact the actual outcome. Mm-hmm. Exactly, that response that you have. So we want to make sure that you're getting the best possible product, the best possible outcomes, and overall have the best experience, not only with Empirical, but with any brand that you consider taking. We'd love for you to take our brand, but, anyone you try to take, we want you to make sure that you're taking the right one for yourself.
Being safe about it, because a lot of products come from places where they don't have strict regulations, and they could have contaminants and mercury and lead and all kinds of junk in them that you don't want in your system.
Yeah. So we got one more question, I think, before we go off here. Is Karina, she'd like to try gummies for her pregnancy.
So, with pregnancy, it's always this kind of a category where we just want to be as safe as possible. Everything I have read and seen regarding CBD, it shows incredible safety for it, but it is not accepted by the medical community because we don't do research on pregnant women. We just don't. It's too risky of a state, and we don't want to do anything to interfere. Now, with that said, the endocannabinoid system, our body's natural cannabinoid molecules that we make, are critically important to pregnancy, to reproduction, to the development of the baby. When you breastfeed your baby, there are 2-AG and anandamide, two of our internally produced endocannabinoid molecules, are present in high concentrations in breast milk. So that's part of the reason why it's so soothing for babies to be breastfed, right? We have all these thoughts that it's just in our head and it's just because I'm their mother and they love me. But there are chemical reasons why it's the best thing that we can do for our babies. It calms them. It supports their neurological development. It's better for them on every level. So I would tell you that I would suspect CBD is incredibly safe for your pregnancy. There's not any research that I could quote you other than the 5,000 years of history of societies using it.
Yep, so hopefully, Karina, that actually helps for you. Want to thank everyone again for joining us tonight. Dr. Wendy, thank you again for joining us. I really appreciate you coming in tonight and
Thanks for
joining
having
the show.
me, John.
I'm
Always a pleasure.
I'm so happy that you're joining us.
I'm so excited to be involved,
really
and y'all are going to be seeing a lot more of me, so
yes,
hopefully...
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
So, guys, we will see you again next Tuesday night, 7:30. Have any questions, comments, whatever, of course, send them to our website, send them to our emails, or just call the office. You're always welcome to call the office before or after hours. I'm always available. It'll go straight to my cell phone. So we look forward to talking to you soon. You have a great week.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you Saturday.